And as the final whisper of eternity settled into every heart, the world no longer felt the same, because something irreversible had taken place, something that could never be undone. And the people who remained on the earth stood in a silence deeper than anything they had ever known, as if time itself had slowed to let them fully understand what had just happened. And above them, the radiant glory of Jesus Christ still shone brighter than anything in existence, His presence not fading, but transforming the very atmosphere into something holy, something beyond human understanding. And those who had witnessed everything now felt a weight inside them, not of fear, but of truth, a truth that revealed who they really were and what they had chosen throughout their lives. And a man who had once chased only the world now stood alone, realizing that everything he had built meant nothing in this moment, while a woman who had quietly held on to faith through pain and hardship felt a peace so deep that tears flowed down her face without sorrow, because she knew she had not lost anything, she had gained everything. And the sky above slowly shifted, not into darkness, but into a glowing horizon, as if a new reality was forming right before their eyes. And the earth itself seemed to respond, becoming still, calm, almost as if it too was surrendering to the presence above. And then, without warning, a powerful wave of light spread across the world, not blinding, but revealing, touching every person, every place, every hidden corner. And as it passed through, people felt something they had never experienced before, a complete clarity, a moment where nothing could be hidden, not even from themselves. And many fell to their knees, not because they were forced to, but because they finally understood. And in that understanding came a deep cry from within their souls, some asking for mercy, some overwhelmed by regret, and others filled with gratitude that they had believed when it mattered most. And the air carried those silent prayers upward, as if the heavens themselves were listening. And in the midst of it all, the voice returned once more, not loud, not distant, but close, as if it was speaking directly into every heart, saying, "It is finished." And those words did not bring fear, they brought completion, like the closing of a story that had always been leading to this exact moment. And suddenly, the horizon opened wider, revealing a beauty beyond imagination, a place where there was no pain, no fear, no loss, only peace. And those who had been taken before now seemed closer than ever, as if separated no more. And the people on earth realized that what they had once called life was only a small part of something much greater, something eternal and unending. And the weight of that realization caused many to weep, not out of sadness, but because they finally saw the truth clearly. And in that clarity came a choice, not a forced one, but a final understanding of where they stood and who they had become. And as the light continued to expand, it began to gently lift the heaviness from the world, replacing it with a calm so powerful that even the most restless hearts found stillness. And the wind carried a soft echo of the angel's song once more. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! The King reigns forever. And this time every soul understood, every word not just as sound, but as truth. And the boundaries that once separated people from heaven no longer existed. And what humanity had always hoped for, what they had always questioned, what they had always searched for, was now right in front of them, undeniable, unshakable, and eternal. And the final realization came not as a shock, but as a calm certainty that this was the fulfillment of everything, the moment where all stories, all pain, all faith, all doubt had led. And as the horizon shone brighter than ever, it revealed not an ending, but an eternal beginning, where no darkness could return, no sorrow could rise, and no fear could exist. And those who stood in that moment felt something that could never be taken away again, a peace beyond understanding, a joy beyond emotion, and a truth beyond doubt. And the presence of Christ remained forever, not as a distant king, but as a living, eternal reality within and around everything. And as the final echoes of Hallelujah filled the heavens and the earth together, humanity stood, no longer divided, no longer searching, no longer lost, but complete. And in that completion, the greatest truth of all was finally understood, that this was always the destination, this was always the promise, and now it had come to pass, forever. And as the heavens continued to blaze with divine light, and the earth stood frozen between fear and awe, the shadow that had begun to spread across the horizon slowly grew darker and heavier, as if it carried a presence that resisted the light. And people felt a sudden chill run through their souls as the wind changed its direction, and the air that once felt full of hope now carried a strange tension, as though a final test had begun. And in the midst of the radiant sky, Jesus Christ remained in glory, unmoved, unshaken, his light piercing through the darkness, while the angels continued their powerful chorus, but now their voices sounded stronger, louder, as if declaring victory before the battle had even begun. And the people who were rising towards the light felt a deep peace pulling them higher, while those still on the ground felt their hearts racing as the shadow began to take form, stretching across cities and mountains like a wave of darkness. And whispers spread among the people, "What is this? What is happening? Is this the end or something worse?" And suddenly the ground trembled again, but this time it was different. It was not just power, it was a warning. And a man who had once ignored every sign fell to his knees in panic, crying out for mercy, while another who had always believed stood firm, even as fear surrounded him, because something inside him told him to trust. And the sky above seemed to split between light and darkness, as if two realities were colliding, and every eye moved back and forth, unable to decide where to look, because the beauty of the light was overwhelming, but the pull of the darkness was terrifying. And then a voice echoed once more, not with anger, but with authority, a voice that silenced both the wind and the whispers. And in that moment, time itself felt like it had stopped, and every heartbeat echoed louder than ever before. And people realized that this was the moment of truth, the moment where faith would be seen, not just spoken. And the shadow suddenly surged forward, as if trying to cover the light, but it could not overcome it. Instead, it revealed something deeper, something hidden within the hearts of people, as those who carried fear began to step back, and those who carried faith stepped forward. And a young girl held her mother's hand tightly, saying, "Do not be afraid, he is here." And her words carried more strength than the loudest cry, as the light expanded once again, pushing against the darkness, and the heavens roared with a power that no human language could fully describe. And in that instant, the angels' voices rose higher than ever before, declaring, "Hallelujah, hallelujah, the King reigns forever." And the darkness began to crack like glass, unable to hold its form under the weight of divine truth. And people watched in disbelief as what once seemed powerful now started to fade and break apart, revealing that it was never stronger than the light to begin with. And hope surged again like a wave across the earth, as tears filled the eyes of those who had almost lost faith, and they realized that no matter how strong darkness appears, it cannot stand against truth. And the presence of Christ filled everything once more, stronger, brighter, purer than ever before. And those who had been chosen continued to rise, disappearing into the glory above, while those on the ground fell into silence, some filled with regret, some frozen in fear, realizing too late what this moment truly meant. And the sky burned with glory, and the presence of Christ surrounded everything, leaving no place to hide, no truth unseen.
And just when it seemed that this divine moment had reached its peak, a shadow moved across the horizon, dark and unsettling, as if something unexpected was approaching, something that no one had prepared for. And the joy of many turned into confusion as the light and the darkness stood face to face, and the question echoed across every soul, who will stand and who will fall? And the wind carried whispers of destiny as the earth waited for what would happen next, and hearts beat faster than ever before, because this was not just the return, this was the beginning of the final truth, and no one could escape what was coming next as the heavens continued to open wider, and the light expanded, covering the entire sky, and every eye remained fixed on the glorious figure above, knowing deep inside that nothing would ever be the same again, and that this moment would echo through eternity, changing everything forever.